Join me as we make a healing spell together. So I'm actually 3-0 when it comes to healing spells. I've created 3 separate healing spells that have had incredible results. Disclaimer is going to be that you may not have the same results that I have, but I'm going to make this healing spell exactly like I have made all of the others. I do believe in magic. I do believe in the power of the placebo, the power of the mind, and just the healing powers of our body, but also the things that are unseen. Call me woo-woo, call me whatever you want. I just know that it works because it has before. Like I said, I've made 3 separate healing spells, and the first one was for my cat who was in some pretty bad health when we first got her, and she was like on death's doorstep. They thought she had feline leukemia, and they tested her and nothing was helping. And so I made this healing spell, and she got better and has been totally fine ever since. I've made a second healing spell that was for my uncle who had a heart attack and literally collapsed. His heart stopped, and the medics brought him back to life, but I made a healing spell just for his post-recovery, and he is in perfect health now. He's doing great. The third healing spell was for my mother-in-law who she suffered from a stroke, and when they found the stroke, they also found a blood clot on her aorta, amongst a lot of other really bad health problems. And then she had no complications from the stroke, and ironically the blood clot on her aorta disappeared, and it was absorbed by her body, so they think. But yeah, I think it was my healing spell. But so I'm going to teach you how to make exactly the same one that I've made all 3 times, and hopefully it has just as powerful results as it does for you. Okay, so I'm going to read the ingredients from my book of shadows. So the first ingredient is yellow chrysanthemum. Mind you, I usually just use whatever I have on hand at the time, and I know I have yellow chrysanthemum, but that's just what I'm going to use. Yellow rose, pink salt, coriander, rosemary, cinnamon, a blue candle, and I'm going to draw a rune in it. I'll show you which rune I use for this, and the name of the person. I used Hawaiian incense for this, but any sort of other incense would be fine. I think I'm actually I might use a different kind of incense. We'll see what happens. Lemon balm, juniper, clear quartz, peppermint oil, peony, lavender, bay leaves, and tobacco as an offering. So, like I said, these were the product of what I already had on hand. So basically, whenever I'm trying to do a spell, I usually look up, like, what do I have and which ones are best for the intention. So, for example, if my intention is healing, then I would say, okay, I have bay leaves, I have lavender, I have peony, I have all of these things that are good for healing, so I'm going to throw them in there. So you can 100% do it the way that you would like to do it with what you have on hand, or you can go out and go shopping and go to the grocery store and whatever you want to do. But yeah, let's dive right in. Okay, so this one is actually going to be for my mom. She's dealing with some back problems and some overall health issues, so I'm going in with this intention. I usually will start a spell by cleansing the space. I do have some juniper that I can cleanse with, so I'm going to use that. And I might use that in lieu of incense inside the jar. But I usually meditate for a little while, and I think about the person who it was for. And I imagine them healed and filled with light and love. So yeah, let's do that. So first I'm going to light this juniper and cleanse the area. So this is going to be my space. So I realized I didn't really have any good jars, but I'm just going to use this big one. And I'm going to light some incense. And I usually try to summon each element. So this would be for air. Oh, see, the wind just blew it out on its own. So I'm gonna cleanse the inside of the jar. And just let the smoke cleanse the jar. And then I'm gonna put the incense somewhere within reach. I have all 4 elements on my altar, so I'm just going to, offer them something there. And I'm going to now light the candle. Okay, I know I just cleansed that jar, but I found a better jar, so I'm gonna cleanse this one and then light the candle. Tiny jar, much better. Before I light the candle, I am going to write this rune on it, and then I'm gonna write the person's name on the candle as well. You're gonna hold the candle in your hands and bring it to your heart and meditate for a moment, visualizing the person that you want to heal completely healed and happy and healthy. Now we light. And I'm gonna tuck this in the corner for a moment, making sure it doesn't catch anything on fire while I get to work. All right, let's get cooking. So I'm gonna start with my base, and I think the first thing I'm gonna put in is going to be pink salt. Now I think I'm going to put in the yellow chrysanthemum, and honestly I'm just gonna layer the ingredients as I told you in that order. Okay, so far I have the pink salt, chrysanthemum, you can't really see, and lemon balm in there, and now I'm gonna add a few drops. Lucky number 3. And then I'm gonna go in with, let's see, we have rosemary right in front of me. So I'm gonna add the rosemary, just a little sprinkle. It can be hard when it's a tiny little jar like this where it's hard to fit everything in there. Just do what you can, get what you can in there. A little more. Now let's do some coriander. All of these, oh, I just spilled some. All of these herbs have healing properties in one way or another. Some of them, like juniper, are also great just for like happiness, and you just want to promote that life vitality. So that's what we're trying to foster here. I've got a whole yellow rose. You can use any color rose. I just think yellow's especially amazing for healing. My life hack is to get it to stuff in this tiny little thing is I use a piece of an incense stick and I just shove it down there because I got a lot to fit in there. I also have these little tiny clear quartz crystals. Clear quartz is the master healer. So it's especially potent for healing spells, but it's also a amplifier of energy. So honestly, they're so good in any spell. I'm just gonna put it right in here. So we got some crystal energy going on. All right, we got a piece of a cinnamon stick. And I'll show you guys this in the light. Obviously when it's done, the daylight is fading away. Juniper. I'm gonna put some of the berries in. Those. Let's see what else. Peony, I might do that last. I'm gonna throw in a little bit of a bay leaf. The whole thing's not gonna fit, so we're just gonna use a little piece. I'm gonna throw in some tobacco. Little offering to nature. some lavender, just a little tiny sprig. Almost done, almost. I think the last thing I need to add is the peony. So let me just take one more look and make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Take a look at my list. Yeah, just a peony. So I can't put this whole thing in there, so I'm just gonna put, see if I can try to get half of it in there. At least some of the flowers. All right. Looks like it's gonna be the flowers. You can see my girl is packed solid. She's looking super cute. I can't wait to show you guys. All right, now I'm gonna get the cork. And this is where it can get tricky, you guys. Well, first let me show you this in the light before I seal it. This is what she's looking like, you guys. So cute. And I just had to put the finishing touch on with the seal on top. Okay, so now we're going to drip the candle wax to make a seal. Gotta be very careful. I like to drip it on the sides a little bit, give it that really cool spell effect. If you want, you can put a little flour in the wax so it dries that way, but I'm not going to do that because it always falls out. So I'm just gonna leave it the way that it is and let it dry, and then I'll show you the end result. This is the end result, guys. Thank you for making this with me. I really appreciate it. I'm sure my mom's gonna love it. And I just know that it's gonna make her feel so much better. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. And if you want more videos like this, or you just wanna drop a comment, please do. Please like and subscribe. It really helps my channel to grow and reach more audiences. So I appreciate the support and I love you guys, and bye-bye.